Hello, my dear children. I am ready with my teaching video as I have uploaded the previous video that was about my introduction, and here I am with history book of ICSE Total History and Civics class 10. I am going to start with the contemporary history, and the first chapter is the First World War. Are you ready, my dear children, with your fresh mood and mind? Let's start with me, Razia Riaz. See here, the First World War. You know, my dear children, war is war or fight. It's always between two person. War always between two countries. But here the war is between two powers. Between two powers. One is Allies power and other is Central power. Now, this why it's called war. You know why it's called war? Because it one of the reason is that it was on land, in the space, and underwater also. This water was fought in all three places. It began in Europe, and entire world was, you can see here, entire world was involved in it. It started in 1914. It began in Europe and it's engulfed almost entire world, and the battle was fought in Europe, Asia, Africa and Pacific. This war was different from the wars. Yes, that's why it's called First World War. And here two powers were involved. You can see I have tried to make it clear. See here it's two power. Allies, there were two powers, Allies power and Central powers. Allies power is France, Great Britain, Russia, Japan, Italy and United States of America. It was not in the beginning. It joined the war in 1917. We will talk about it later. And here Central powers, it was Germany, Austria-Hungary, Ottoman Empire, which we know as Turkey. You can see these two, this Allies power and Central powers. This war was fought between two powers. Now we will start. It's not to read line by line, my dear children. You have grown up. You know, you read line by line. It's not possible to go line by line. I will explain you the main, as like a story, the main incidents. See, as the war was fought in, started in 1914, it began in Europe. It entitled the whole world, you know that. And this war was fought. You know what was the reason this war to be fought? The reason was that the development, the rapidly Europe, France, these were developing. Asia, Africa, these were developing countries at that time. And this France, Europe, Russia, they were developing themselves and they were preparing about slave country. They all wanted to keep slave country, slavery. Those who do slavery for them, prepare raw materials for them, and provide cheap labor, agriculture, land, trading ports, and all these. And these things, other countries, after seeing that, other countries also wanted to make slave country for them. Okay, now here Germany, Austria, Hungary, these all also wanted that I also want slave country. Why they are keeping? So that's why the war started, and this the feeling started on the in the people that for the people as the whole. Thus, the war was marked the turning point. It is the turning point in the history of the world. Because of the unprecedented extent of its spread, impact and damage of its total nature, it is known the First World War, and the damage caused by it was very badly it affected, very badly it affected the world. So here we go with the causes. So the reason was that the country wanted slave country for them. They wanted slave country for them because of that. Now here the causes of the First World War. What was the first cause? First cause was nationalism and imperialism. You know, you have already studied about nationalism, my dear children. What is the nationalism? Nationalism means it refers to the sense of unity felt by the people who shares a common history, language, and culture. In my own words, you can say it's a love for your nation, love and devotion, for your nation where the people happily live with each other, obeying each other cultures, traditions. Living happily is with your countrymen is known as nationalism. Okay, here it's good. Nationalism is good, but if it becomes aggressive, it is not good. Huh? It is not good. This aggressive nationalism, it started in Europe. This aggressive nationalism is good. Yes, you love your country, that is good. But when you love your countries and you don't like other countries, that become aggressive. My country is developing. Why other country is developing? Other country should not develop. These feelings should not arise in you all. Okay. So these feelings arose at that time, and this aggressive nationalism came in the heart of the people. They wanted to capture the territories, they wanted to capture the places and make their own, join it in their colonies, wanted to rule over the people. This feeling arose in the countrymen at that time. And this all started. For example, France wanted to get back its provinces of Alsace and Lorraine from Germany. France wanted its territories from Germany. Similarly, Italy also wanted to get back to its territories in Trentino Terence Teresti from Austria and Balkan states. Like Serbia also wanted to free. Serbia was a slave country of Austria. Austria was ruling over the Serbia. Serbia also wanted to get free from this slavery and together form a greater Balkan state. These countries developed expansionist policies in the name of nationalism. Therefore, military strength became synonymous with national prestige, and every countryman began to increase their military power. Every countryman wanted to increase their military powers. Every country wanted to be free from the slavery, and this led to aggressive nationalism and led to rise of imperialism. Now here, what's the meaning of imperialism? You have read in the book. Imperialism refers to the state policy or practice by which a powerful nation establishes its control over another country. In simple words, you can say that imperialism is a process by which a powerful country establishes its control over another country, either by direct territorial acquisition or by gaining political and economic control. And you know, media plays its one role. हाँ, मिर्च मसाला डाल के न्यूज़ को प्रेजेंट करना, that's the thing what media does. And let's the more powerful became the countries and the more aggression appeared in the colonies, the people living there. Now this started. Powerful country wanted to capture the weak countries and rule over them and make their slavery states, to make their join it on into their colonies. Everyone wanted to increase their colonies. Why this they were doing all this? Because colonies provides raw material, cheap labor, agriculture, land, trading ports to the imperial nation. By the end of the 19th century, England and France had built up a huge colonial empire. England was rapidly developing. You know that England and France built up a huge colonies in Asia and Africa. British imperialism was forced on maintaining, expanding. British started expanding their resources of its colonies. British captured India, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Egypt, South Africa, Caribbean island, and many parts of Africa. Now, British imperial power. British became the powerful country. Powerful. Okay, the world's largest navy was in under British. Some other countries of the world like Germany, Italy, Russia and Japan also wanted to increase their sphere of influence and create their colonies in Asia and Africa. Now here Germany, Russia and Japan said, why we will sit quietly? We also want to develop like Britain. We also want slavery states. We also want to increase our colonies. So they followed what they followed? They followed imperialism. This aggressive nationalism arose into them, and by which through the imperialism only they can get the colonies, capture the territories and increase their colonies. And this started So here we go. No need of reading line by line. And here the European powers began to scramble for expanding their economic and political empire. This aggressive nationalism and fierce economic competition filled the atmosphere, and this atmosphere was filled with fear. Apprehension is also another meaning of fear. Mutual hatred and international tension. People felt convinced and international problems arose only be solved through militarism, and it would only be solved through military powers, but it was everything become very hasty, very disordered. Now here you understood the meaning of nationalism and imperialism. Nationalism is the love towards your nation, but if it becomes aggressive, it's not good. Imperialism means to acquire the power and position, political and economic control of the weak country, and it was done by powerful countries. Now here comes second, raise of armaments. Raise of armaments, this the countrymen started making armaments for themselves, started making arms for themselves. And what was the reason when government asked why you are making arms? The reason was that they just for our self defense, but it was not for self defense. They started stockpiling armaments in the name of self defense and preservation of peace. As the result, if one country increased the armaments, other countries were compelled to do the same. If one is doing the thing, other will also do the same. Huh? The reason was that the France, when there was a France Germany war in 1870 to 1871, people started making arms for their protection. Germany made their army powerful. Germany made submarines. Germany made their military powers very powerful, and Germany became powerful in raw materials to create fear to the neighbor countries. Germany was very huge, large production of iron, steel, and production was making Germany. Germany became the super powerful. Even France and Britain were scared of Germany. That Germany has become so powerful, it can attack any time on us. This fear was arousing in the neighbor states. These neighbor states, you can see here in the map, Germany, these neighbor states, this France, Great Britain, these very scared of Germany that anytime it can attack. It has so many armaments, huge armaments, stockpiling it has done. All were afraid of it. So because of that Germany was making armaments, we will also make armaments. This feeling arose and people started stockpiling the armaments. Here you can see Germany had left Britain and France far behind in the production of iron and steel in many other manufactures. One of its ships, the Imperator, built in 1912, was the largest in the world. You can underline this. Built in 1912 was the largest in the world. And Britain and France were concerned with Germany growing military strength. Britain and France were afraid of Germany. Now Germany is becoming very powerful. It can attack on us anytime, and this led to the fierce competition among the Europe countries and gave rise to the raise of armaments. If Germany is making, if someone, let's give an example here, my dear children. It's in your neighbor. If you see that person has a lot of armaments in their house, when you will go to that person's house, you will not fight with that person. You will not say anything wrong with that person. You will have a scare in your heart that if I say anything wrong, they have so much armaments, they can take out and shoot anytime. So this should happen. So that's what the same thing happening to the neighbor countries of the Germany. Neighbor countries were thinking now Germany is very powerful, it can attack anytime, so we will also have to provide armaments so that to protect ourselves from Germany. So this led to raise of armament. So 2 points we have seen: the nationalism and imperialism, raise of armament. These are very easy, my dear children. Nationalism and imperialism, the feeling arose in the heart of the people just to acquire the colonies and to have slave countries. Now here raise of armaments, they started keeping their armaments with them in stockpiling armaments just because of in the name of the self defense, but the thing was not like that. Here Now here you see division of Europe into two hostile groups. Now here division of Europe was divided into two parts. Europe was divided into two parts: Triple Entente and Triple Alliance. Triple Alliance and Triple Entente, two parts it was divided. On the other, there was imperial state like Austria-Hungary Empire. Austria-Hungary, there was Triple Entente and Triple Alliance. In Triple Alliance, there was France, Russia, England. It was divided into groups, and where there is group started, you know the groupism starts. Huh? Groupism starts when in class there is groupism. You see that the group wants to becomes better. One group starts saying about bad groups. वो देखो ना वो लोग उसमें ऐसा है, वो देखो ना उसमें ऐसा. That these things happens. You say that backbiting. Gossip starts. Like the same thing happens here also. Europe was divided into groups. One group there was France, Russia, England, and the other group was Triple Alliance. In that there was Austria, Hungary, Italy, and Germany. Here, Italy was not with the Triple Entente. Italy was not with Triple Alliance. You know, Italy was just name. Italy said that Austria, that we will be with you, Germany and Austria, but Italy was not that. Italy was fraud. Italy became fraud. Italy goes to England group. Italy goes to England group. Here you can see that empire was ruled by the Habsburg dynasty of Austria and included in its territory Hungarian, Serbia, Bosnia, and Croat population who spoke different languages and had different cultural traditions. Germany entered into the alliance with Austria-Hungary. Here, Germany and Austria-Hungary were together. Italy joined the alliance and it came to be known as Triple Alliance. Italy also joined, but Italy was not with Germany. Italy was not with Triple Alliance. Italy was with Triple Entente. Italy was with this Triple Entente. After the death of Bismarck, France was able to establish friendly relations with Russia and England. Russian Empire included territories, population. The three countries entered into Triple Entente. I said earlier who were in Triple Entente. Triple Entente was France, Russia, and England, and Italy also joined after that. In 1997, they countered the Triple Alliance. Later, Japan joined the Triple Entente. Here, who comes? Italy joined England, and Japan comes in Triple Entente. So, who were the country in Triple Entente? What were the countries in? Here. Triple Entente. What were the countries in Triple Entente? Triple Entente was France, Russia. Here's not a space. I am providing one whiteboard for you. Let's see when it's come. I have already ordered about it. England, Japan, and here Italy joined England. धोखा दे दिया इसने ट्रिपल अलायंस को and it joined to Triple Entente. Now who were in Triple Alliance group? Triple Alliance is Austria, Germany, Italy removed afterwards. Okay, Italy joined England. Remember that. So this Triple Entente signed a secret treaty. It signed secret treaty. Yeah? Russia, Britain, and France. These three signed a secret treaty, means a secret bond. You can see here. Britain had created the vast British Empire by acquiring colonies in Asia and Africa. It grew rich from its success in trade in foreign market territories, and the people. Other countries of the world would like Germany, the Netherlands, Italy, USA wanted to acquire colonies that led to the scramble of colonies. Revivals between the nation happens not just for colonies but for colonial trade. Remember, this was not just for colonies but also of business, of trade, raw materials that they were providing, and trade routes at will, the ways trade. These rivalries created suspicion, tensions, war, which finally culminated in the First World War. Okay, now here three things we have learned. First is nationalism and imperialism, rise of armaments, and division of Europe. Division of Europe. Europe was divided into two parts: Triple Entente and Triple Alliance. Triple Entente, what was? France, Russia, England, Japan, and treaty also. Italy also joined England afterwards. First, Italy was with Triple Alliance. In Triple Alliance, what were the countries? Austria, Hungary, Germany, and Italy. But Italy was removed from Triple Alliance. Now, here comes in. Along with the explanation, I am also revising what were the points I have already explained. So you remember the points what I am saying. And here the immediate cause. What was the immediate cause? Immediate cause was Sarajevo crisis. This Sarajevo crisis. Here see this Archduke Francis Ferdinand. Who is here? This you can see in a van. There is a king with a prince. You cannot say king, it's prince mentioned over here. To the Austrian king or prince of Austria Hungary was assassinated, was killed by, here you can see black hands. Black hand means people you don't know, who is unknown is known as black hand. You can see clearly, prince has went just to Rome in Serbia. Serbia is the capital of Bosnia. Okay, remember that Serbia is the capital of Bosnia, not Bosnia is the capital of Serbia. Remember that. Here you can see Sarajevo, capital of Bosnia, on June 28, 1914. Remember, this date is very important. The assassination was organized by the secret society called Black Hand. Black Hand means the man that is not identified. गुमनाम लोगों ने आके इसका कत्ल कर दिया. That's what the thing. Formed the extremist Serbian nationalists. This Serbia is a slave country. It is under Austria and Serbia wanted to be free. Okay. Here, aim was to unite all Serbians into a single Serbian state and wanted to unite all Serbian state and wanted to be free from the capture from the govern of Austria. Austria served an ultimatum, dhamki. What is the meaning of ultimatum? Threatened. Ultimatum on Serbia. Now, as the prince was killed in Sarajevo, as this Austria came to know that their prince is already killed in Austria, is already killed in Bosnia, Serbia, they send an ultimatum to Serbia with on July 23 making 11 demands. What was the, how many demands were there? 11 demands. And Serbia accepted most of the demands. Serbia accepted, but the few demands Serbia refused to accept because it would lead to loss of their sovereignty. That's why Serbia didn't fulfill all the 11 demands. And as Austria came to know that their demand is not fulfilled, Austria soon attacked on Serbia on 28 July 1914. This date is very important, my dear. War started this on this date. Austria-Hungary attacked on Serbia, and Russia came to support Serbia. Russia came to support Serbia. Now here Germany attacked Belgium. Belgium attacked Russia. Britain supported Belgium. Now this was the thing was started. One country attacked other, and here the group was divided into allies powers and central powers. Once again repeat, central powers are Germany, Austria-Hungary and Ottoman Empire. And what were the allies power? Allies powers were France, Great Britain, Serbia, Russia, Japan, Italy, and United Nations also joined the war, but not now. It will join in 1917. Okay, I think the events of the World War is not in your syllabus. I don't think so. It's in your syllabus in 2024. So we will now go. This war continued till 1918. War stopped in 1918. and war stopped in 1918. And this many Indians were also sent by Britishers in Britain for wars. Finally, Allies won the war. And British, when this British joined the war, British joined when this United Nations army were on the ship in army was on the ship was going to Japan in Japan. And this when the Britishers came to know that this war is affecting to them also, then it joined the war in 1917. Britishers joined the war, and finally, who won the war? Allies power won the war, and war continued till 1914 to 1918. Germany had attacked on one of the ship on the war on which the Americans army was on that, and because of that America involved in the war, and Germany failed to defeat England, and Germany was found aggression of guilt. Germany lost the war, and the war was finally stopped in 1918, and Allies power won the war. When the war stopped, the treaty is signed to maintain the peace. Here you can see the treaty was signed. And what was the treaty? The treaty was of the Treaty of Versailles. It was signed in 28 July 1919. 28 June 1919. What was the motto of this treaty? This treaty was to maintain the peace. After war, you can see how much distraction, how much destruction it is. And just to stop this, the treaty was signed to maintain the peace. And this was signed by, you can see here, this was signed by three big leaders. Who were the three big leaders? Woodrow Wilson, Lloyd George Calamachu. Here, the terms of the peace treaties were really decided by the Woodrow Wilson, President of the United Nations, Lloyd George, Prime Minister of Britain, and George Calamachu, Prime Minister of France. The defeated countries were not represented at the conference. The victorious powers also excluded Russia from the conference. So here you can see that this was signed in the Treaty Versailles. Versailles is the place in the Paris. The Versailles was signed. It was signed in 28 June 1919. The Treaty of Versailles was signed. Okay, it ended the war. The basis of the treaty negotiations was the American President Wilson 14 points. Remember that in Treaty of Versailles there were 14 points. The treaty was designed to prevent Germany from going to the war again. The motto of the treaty was that Germany could not stand up again. Germany could not regain the power again. It was to ruin Germany, and which was not liked by Germany. You know what's the treaty? The treaty was that, then you read line by line. Okay, I'm just explaining the main points. The treaty was that the treaty declared that the Germany was found guilty of aggression. Germany was required to pay for the loss and damage. The amount of reparations was fixed. It was 33 billions. Germany had to pay 33 billions as of their aggressions. Germany had to hand over the ships to Allies as compensation. They also handed over the ships as compensation, supply huge quantity of coal to France, Italy, and Belgium for 10 years. You know, the main motto of this treaty was what? They wanted Germany to be destroyed, Germany to be ruined, and don't wanted Germany to stand up again and regain its power. The main motto was that only. And Germany lost Alaska Lawrence to France, Eupenet Malmedy to Belgium. Germany was asked to take off their all forces from Rhine Valley till 15 years. Germany will occupy their troops till and no, no, sorry, not Germany, allied power, the power that won the First World War, will occupy the troops till 15 years. The area which Germany had occupied during the war, Germany will have to release. You can see, my dear children, that what was the motto? Germany could not stand up again. That's why this treaty was made according to the basis of that only, that Germany had to release all the places that it has occupied during the war. Germany was restricted that they cannot keep more than 1 lakh soldiers. Listen me clearly. If you want to write it. Okay, Germany was restricted that they cannot keep more than 1 lakh soldiers. Navy was also limited to 15,000 men and 24 ships. The air forces and submarines were totally banned for the Germany. And this was not accepted by whom? By this Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler was very clever and very smart. Adolf Hitler said, what? This treaty? I miss treaty ko nahi mante. I will not follow this treaty. This is cheating done with me. Okay. You know, my dear children, lot of money is required in war. Lot of money. हाँ, it's ये कोई खेल नहीं. War में बहुत कुछ बर्बाद होता है. Land is destroyed. Military get okay. Military also. This army died. Many of them. The fooding, the preparations, arrangements done in the war. Lot of money is required, and that money was paid by only by whom? By Germany. Why only Germany was there? No, many countries were Germany. Ottoman Empire was there with it. And one thing more, my dear children, Russia was defeated in the beginning of the war, and Russia surrendered itself. So Russia had left the war in between. So Russia and France, but Russia is the main. If the question is asked in the exam, you write it Russia. So here we have seen the treaty. It was signed by three main leaders who were there: Woodrow Wilson, Lloyd George, George Calamachu. These three leaders, there were 14 points. The main points I have already discussed. You go through line by line. It's very easy. It's not so tough. Okay. Now here you can see the treaty affirmed the complete independence of Belgium. Here many of the countries from the slavery, they became free and they made their own independent countries. Now here see, Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia became new countries born taken away by Germany, and they became independent countries. And then the Covenant of the League of Nations was added to the Treaty of Versailles. Now here League of Nations was also added in the Treaty of Versailles. Now here comes, after this treaty of Versailles, the territorial rearrangements were done. Territorial rearrangements. This territorial rearrangement was done just to maintain peace. People will follow the rules and regulations, all they will follow. The period after the war saw the beginning of the end of the European supremacy in the world economically and militarily. The United States suppressed Europe to emerge as a world power. You can see here, this became in the peace treaty signed after the world transformed the political map of the world. Three ruling dynasties were destroyed. Who were the three ruling dynasties that were destroyed? Russia. Russia has left the war in the beginning only, I told you. And here, Hohenzollern, what's the name? Hohenzollern in Germany. The year started no dictatorship, democracy will come. This dynasty was finished. Habsburg in Austria-Hungary, these were finished. These were in Central Power. The Central Power has lost the war. Here Austria-Hungary became the separate independent state. Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia emerged as independent state. Thus the war have a serious blow of the autocratic monarchical system and led to the development of democracy in Europe. And now dictatorship finished. Now democracy will start in Europe. A nice government will be there who will lead the power to choose their own leaders, and this democracy will start. You know, in India, what there is in India? In India, India has dictatorship or democracy? No, in India there is democracy. We are very lucky, huh? We are very lucky. Now, this formation of League of Nations, this was also this League of Nations. This was also maintained to maintain peace in the world. I don't know this is in your syllabus or not, but study this. The horrors means the fear of war convinced the leader of the world that there must be a mechanism to prevent war. Now, here leader had a fear that this type of war should not arise again, should not happen again. So this fear, they have this fear, so they made the League of Nations some rules and regulation that should be followed by the countrymen. While there must be mechanism to prevent war and promote international cooperation, promote this culminated in the sitting of the League of Nations. You can say in own words, you can say in simple words that formation was that there will be no strong army, no any strong power. America and the member of, you know, this America had made this League of Nations, but America was only not the member of it, huh? This was the weak point of this League of Nations, and nobody followed this League of Nations, huh? It was also written in 14 point by Woodrow Wilson: peace and harmony in the world. There should be no wars, no groupism, no alliance, no huge army, and less use of armaments. Respect each other and respect each other independence also. No dispute should be in the country, and promote culture, social and economic corporations. Okay, my dear children, here the chapter is finished. I don't think the objectives of League of Nations is there, but still I explained you in few points, huh? I will post the question and answer of photos in the next video. I hope you understood the chapter. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and comment if you understood or not, and where you did not understood I will explain once more as per your demand. Okay children, till then, bye, be happy and take care. Thank you.